Roughly half of the people who are currently collecting Social Security filed for their benefits early before their full retirement age. If you are thinking about doing that and you plan to continue to work, you need to be aware of what's called the earnings test because it could potentially reduce your benefits even further. Hi, my name is Will Goodson. I'm a financial advisor with Financial Synergies. In today's video, we're going to talk about the earnings test and how it works. So let's check it out. When you file and collect benefits from Social Security through the lens of the Social Security Administration, you are considered retired. And if you take those benefits early, they put a cap on how much income you can earn each year. And if you exceed that, they will actually withhold a portion of your benefits for a period of time. And that applies to retirement benefits, spousal benefits, and survivor benefits. So for the current year of 2024, if you're filed for benefits before full retirement age, if you earn more than $22,320, then for every $2 you go over that limit, they're going to withhold $1 of benefits. So for example, let's say you were continuing to work and you made $10,000 over that income threshold, then that means they're going to withhold $5,000 of benefits. And let's say you're getting $2,500 a month in Social Security. That means you're going to go 2 full months without receiving anything. As you can imagine, the higher your income, the higher you exceed that threshold, the more of those benefits that are going to get withheld, to potentially where if you go far, far above it, you may have all of those benefits completely withheld for the entire year. Now, in the year that you reach full retirement age, which is typically between 66 and 67, they give you a little bit of a break. They increase the earnings limit to $59,520. And then for every $3 you exceed that limit, then they only withhold $1 of benefits. Now, there is some good news, relatively speaking. In the month that you would have reached your full retirement age, the earnings test will stop. From that point and beyond, you can earn as much money as possible and they will no longer withhold any benefits. So it does not go on forever. In addition, they will look at how much benefit they withheld in those prior years and they'll recalculate your monthly benefit going forward. So in a way, they take it all up front and then they kind of dole it back out to you month by month over time. So assuming you live long enough, you can recoup those benefits that were withheld in those prior years. There's some common questions that people have regarding the earnings test. And the first one is, how do they know what my income will be and how will they actually withhold the benefit? When you file your initial application for benefits, there is a section where they ask you if you're going to continue to work and you're supposed to estimate what your income will be. And they'll use that to determine whether or not they need to withhold benefits. And then every year until you reach full retirement age, you're supposed to report your projected annual income. If you don't do that, if you forgot or maybe you earned more than you expected you would, they're going to go back and check. And if they find that you exceeded the earnings limit for the year, then they're going to send you a letter and said, hey, we paid you more than we should, and here's the amount, and you either need to pay us back via check or we're going to withhold future payments until we have recouped that amount. So they do have a checks and balances. It's not something that you can kind of slip under the radar because they're going to go back and they're going to look at your tax return to determine whether or not you exceeded that limit. The next question is, what income counts toward the limit? It's anything that you would receive a W-2 tax form for, or if you're self-employed, a 1099. So any actual employment earned income that you get will count toward the limit. Now, things like pensions, annuities, investment income, if you take money from your IRA, interest income from your bank account, none of that will count toward the earnings test. They view that completely separate, and that is not going to penalize you. So you don't have to worry about if I'm going to take money out of my IRA and it exceeds that limit, am I going to get dinged for it? That's not the case. It is specifically for actual earnings from actual work that you are doing. Another question people have is, well, me and my wife, we file a joint return. What happens if I file for my benefits early, but they're going to continue to work? They are not going to penalize you for your spouse's income in that scenario. The only time where by someone filing early and the spouse's income may impact it is if you file for benefits early and you're working and you exceed the earnings limit, and then your spouse also files for an early spousal benefit based on your record. In that case, those earnings will impact both of those benefits because that spousal benefit is kind of attached to your own. So that's really the only circumstance where both benefits can be impacted. But if it's just you filing for yours early and they're working separately, then that's not going to reduce those benefits. As you can see, the earnings test can have a significant impact on anybody who is thinking about taking Social Security benefits early and continuing to work. And if you're in that situation, you really need to look at what is your potential future income going to be and how is that going to impact benefits and potentially how much may get withheld. Because if your earnings are really high and they're going to withhold a lot of benefits, then that may have you completely need to reevaluate that decision. I hope you found this information helpful. If so, feel free to check out these other videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.